Today on our 2007 Chrysler Town and Country, we'll be installing Curt Hitch, part number 13389. Now before we begin our installation, here's what your hitch will look like on the vehicle. We'll go ahead and give you a few measurements to assist you in selecting accessories such as a drawbar, a bike rack, or a cargo carrier. From the top of the receiver tube to the ground measures 12 inches, and from the center of the hitch pin hole to the outermost part of the bumper measures 4 inches. With that, we'll go ahead and start our installation. To begin our installation, we'll need to locate the attachment points on the vehicle frame. We'll be using these two bolts on the leaf spring shackle, leaving the center bolt in its place, as well as this bolt here on the frame just in front of the rear leaf spring shackle. We can now go ahead and remove these 3 bolts on either side of the frame and retain them, as we will be using them to install the hitch. Now that we have all 6 bolts out, we're ready to put our hitch into position. Now it's a good idea to get an extra set of hands, especially with this hitch. Due to the stow and go in this vehicle, this hitch will be slightly harder to install. We'll feed the hitch in through the passenger side above the leaf spring. We'll want to make sure that the forward attachment point for the hitch is the only thing above the spring. The 2 rearward attachment points will need to stay on the lower side of the spring. As we feed it up above the passenger side spring, we'll move it toward the back of the vehicle where we can take the driver's side of the hitch and feed it in above the spring toward the front of the vehicle. We'll then work the hitch back into position where we can fit it into place. You'll notice that the hitch does need to go over the leaf spring shackles themselves, so you may need a pry tool and the extra set of hands to help you get it into place. Now that we have our hitch into position, we'll take the hardware that we removed from the vehicle and reinstall it. We'll begin by doing the 2 rearward fasteners on both sides, where we can then install each of the 2 forward fasteners on either side. With all our hardware in place, we'll go ahead and tighten it down and torque it to specification as indicated in the instructions. Now with all our hardware torqued, our hitch is installed, and that'll complete our installation of Curt Hitch, part number 13389 on our 2007 Chrysler Town and Country.